Hi there, this is the all-new 65-inch Sony Bravia 5. Now this is an entry-level mini LED display running the Google TV OS. Now mini LED displays are drastically brighter compared to traditional LED TVs that have more precise control on dimming zones. Eventually it gives you brighter whites and deep blacks in the same frame. Now this Bravia 5 is a successor of the Sony Bravia X90L and sits just below the Bravia 7 series, which is definitely more premium variant of the mini LED lineup. The good thing is Bravia 5 does retain most of the premium features of the Bravia 7, like you get 120Hz refresh rate, you get Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos support, you get Netflix calibrated mode, you get the Sony Pictures Core app where you can access tons of true IMAX enhanced content, you get hands-free Google Voice Assistant, you get VRR and ALLM support, which is ideal for PS5 gaming, which too we should cover in detail. Also, there is a newly added feature where you can open a side-by-side game and play YouTube, which is so cool. Trust me, there is a lot more. I'll share all my experiences in detail so you can decide if we should buy the Bravia 5 or not. Let's start with a quick unboxing. So the big brown box returns. Sony Bravia 5 branding below. On the side are the manufacturing details, the contents of the box and the MRP of 2,49,990. I've said this before and I'll say it again, do not unbox this TV on your own. It would void the warranty and there is also a chance that you could damage it. Sony will be sending a technician to your doorstep who will unbox it and set it up for you at no extra cost. So inside the box is the TV itself. Then we have lots of paperwork. Starting from the top is the warranty card. Then we have the quick reference guide as well as the safety and other information. And a quick setup guide. 2 AAA Sony batteries for the remote. And finally the remote. Now lately we've been seeing this remote with most Sony TVs. It's really nice, light, functional, easy to use. And it comes with this new dot design if you look closely. It's very subtle, kind of liking it a lot. If you look closely here, right on the top, you can spot the power button, TV button, quick settings button, input button, D-pad to navigate, back button, home button, Google Assistant button, volume up and down, shortcut keys for Sony Pictures, Netflix, YouTube, Prime Videos, and we have an all-new Crunchyroll and Sony Live shortcut keys. It's really nice and easy to use. So you might have noticed there's no power cable. That's because it comes attached to the TV. Also, no stands or wall mount included. So what you'll have to do is inform the technician in advance. If you need the stands or the wall mount, they would bring one when they come for installation. Also remember, the price is already included. Whether you pick the stands or the wall mount, it's already included in the price of the TV. No extra charge will be taken. But remember, you'll get to pick only one. So I called for the table mount, which came in this big box. The MRP is 2,500. Inside we see 2 stands that come wrapped in plastic. Let's open them up. Oh wow, the quality of the stands are absolutely top notch. Slim base with matte grey finish. It's all metal, including the top section. Extremely well built, just as you would expect from a Sony product. Also, you don't need to screw these stands, simply push them in and they will lock and attach. Super easy. The TV comes with this protected sheet on the front to prevent it from any damage or scratches during transportation. Alright, so we have fixed the stands and table mount the TV. Solid build, ultra slim bezels. The side frame is all metal, looks super premium and completely blends in with the panel. The lower bezel too is quite thin, Sony branding towards the extreme left. Then in the center are the standby LED lights, far field mics and light sensor for adaptive brightness. The stands look super sleek, flat shape and truly stand out. They provided excellent grip to the TV. So special mention that these stands are placed a lot closer to each other compared to previous variants. The benefit of this is you can actually place this TV even on a smaller table. By the way, the distance between these 2 stands is just 20 inches. Moving to the back, it has the signature Sony style checkered box pattern, which looks very cool. However, it might accumulate dust over time. Both the sides have these side-firing speakers, which will drastically elevate your audio experience. On the left side is the power cable, while all the ports are on the side for easy access. Starting from the top, we get a dual USB-A port, optical, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, LAN Ethernet and antenna. Alright, firstly, glad to see one USB 3.0 port, so faster loading speeds while playing content from your pen drive. But I'm not a fan of dual USB ports. However, that's just me nitpicking. Then HDMI 1 and 2 ports support 4K 60 FPS, while HDMI 3 and 4 support 4K at 120 FPS. So if you want to connect a set-top box, then ideally you should use the HDMI 1 or HDMI 2 port. But if you're connecting a gaming console like PS5, then you should use the HDMI 3 or 4. HDMI 3 port also supports eARC, so you can connect it to soundbars and home theater system for digital audio output. Also eARC, so Dolby Atmos pass-through will work like a charm. Alright, let's have a quick look at the specifications. So we get a 4K mini LED panel with local dimming support, Sony XR processor, 120Hz refresh rate with VRR support that makes it ideal for PS5 gaming, 3GB RAM with 32GB internal storage, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos support, 40-watt sound output with acoustic multi-audio, and it's running the Google TV OS. Now before we talk about the display, I would quickly want to touch upon what exactly mini LED technology is, just in case some of you might not know. So it's actually quite similar to a full array LED TV, just that bigger LEDs are replaced with much tinier ones and they're placed a lot more closer to each other, giving you more control on dimming zones. What this does is that it helps you produce higher brightness levels and almost OLED-like deep blacks in the same frame. This also helps reduce halos and blooming issues. Hope you get the idea. Alright, let's see how it performs. So you instantly notice the gorgeous colorful canvas. Sony's proprietary XR processor raises the experience to the next level. The colors are tuned such that they actually pop like an OLED display, but still not oversaturated. In fact, just like the Bravia 7, this too leans more towards warmer tones that look more natural. Watching 4K HDR content is an absolute delight. This panel produces bright punchy colors with crisp clear blacks. Sony's XR Clarity engine brings life to these images as there is so much more detail than you can imagine. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I know some of you might be asking how much is the peak brightness. Well, firstly, Sony doesn't share those numbers, and this is a mini LED panel which gets quite bright, definitely more than you would need. Also, I won't be using a lux meter to show you the fake brightness levels. Trust me, a 1500 rupee device that I know a lot of creators use to measure the TV's brightness is absolutely ridiculous. Any engineer who understands TVs would agree with me. Also, most people think it's just the brightness that's important. It is, but it's not the only thing. This is where Sony aces it with the XR Triluminous Pro. And the live color technology on the Bravia 5 is just stunning. You can actually see how well lit the panel is, and equally well, the content just glows. Talking about dynamic range, bright whites on one side and blacks on the other. Black levels are super deep and very impressive. But not just as good as an OLED panel, but it's the closest you can get. Here's my favorite dark scene to test for contrast levels. Here you can see the characters are so clear, but everything around them is just pitch black. This is where you can really enjoy the perks of a mini LED panel. Then we also ran the blooming test and I was in awe. No light bleed, no light trails and no halo effect at all. The contrast separation was just spot on. The superpower of a mini LED panel is stellar contrast, and it shows. When it comes to viewing angles, I would say they are decent. VA panels does have its pros and cons, but they're surely not the best when it comes to viewing angles. However, shift in color and tones is very negligible. Brightness also would see a slight dip. Frankly, it's not that drastic. Most people would never even notice it. The Bravia 5 also supports Motion Floor XR, which basically is MEMC. It adds frames in low frame content, providing smoother animations. It's ideal while watching sports content and documentaries. You can further make adjustment to the smoothness from the picture settings. As always, I prefer keeping this feature off while watching movies to keep that movie realism intact. However, there's also a movie mode so it can understand the content and provide that perfect frame rate. When it comes to upscaling the set-top box content, I think no one does it as good as Sony. You can see it enhances the video clarity, the text is super crisp and easily readable, especially if you love watching news channels. The Bravia 5 provides a very satisfying experience when it comes to set-top boxes. Alright, let's have a closer look at the OS and the user experience. Well, of course, it's running the Google TV OS, which we have all seen for a while. But the best part is Sony truly knows how to optimize this on their smart TVs. It's one of the most smoothest experience of Google TV hands down. So huge carousel of trending content. You can see it here. Then you have top picks for you, apps that come pre-installed. We have Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube, Sony Live, JioHotstar, a huge collection including Sony Pictures Score, which we'll come to a little later. There's also the PlayStation Remote Play. Huge collection of everything that you need. Further down is continue watching, then you have top selling, watch before TV, all these contents, recommended contents from multiple OTT apps, from Netflix. By the way, I'll plug this. I recently also reviewed the Bravia 2, which is the new 2025 variant. If you want to watch that video, you can click the card up here. I'll also leave the link for that video in the description. If you're on a tight budget, this is the one to consider. Now, also one more thing to notice is that there is a special Sony tab here where you can see content from Sony Pictures Core. There are more tips videos that you can see from here, how to connect your Bravia app, how to connect dual audio for TV speakers and headphones. Alright, diving into the settings, coming down to system, and it's running Android TV 12. I so wish this was 15, at least 14. Further coming down to storage, and here you can see internal storage is about 16 GB. So out of 32 GB, 16 GB is available and 13 GB is still free. There's enough space to install tons of apps and games here. Talking about apps and games, you can come to the apps tab here, and this is from where you can download tons of apps and games. Spotify, MyTuner, there are games that you can download from here. Check that out. MX Player, there is everything that you need to install on this TV will be available here. Now here's something that I absolutely love about Sony Bravia TVs. Quick settings. It pops up from the bottom using your TV's remote. Access settings such as picture settings, sound settings, brightness levels, low power mode, save power. You can set alarms, timers, turn off the display, all right there at your fingertips. It's so simple and very useful. When it comes to apps, we first tested the Netflix app. The interface, I must say, is extremely well optimized. Everything flows super smoothly. By the way, this TV also supports Dolby Vision, and you can spot the logo on some of the supported content. Let's play it. Wow, looks really nice and bright, super crisp. But Sony takes it a notch higher with the Netflix calibrated mode, which you can enable from the picture settings. Now the content on Netflix will look just as the creator intended it to be seen. It's a very subtle difference, which is very hard to capture on camera, but it truly tunes it to perfection. Also, I must say, Dolby Vision content itself looks absolutely stunning. Make the best of it on apps like Netflix, Prime Videos, Hotstar, and so many more. Then we also tested the most used app on any smart TV. Yes, it's YouTube. Again, we played 4K HDR videos and they played at full 4K 60 FPS without any lag or buffering. The brightness and the clarity is just wow. You actually have to see it to believe how amazing this looks. If you love watching videos on YouTube, this is going to be a treat for your eyes. But if you truly want the next level movie experience, you must check out the Sony Pictures Core app. Here you can find a huge collection of high quality content to stream, which are perfectly tuned for the Bravia TVs. Best part, it has the largest collection of IMAX enhanced content as well. Plus, it supports Dolby Atmos. Check that out. Now there is a lot of free stuff here, but some you'll have to rent or redeem using the provided credits. Let's see that. Oh wow, the detail, the clarity, oh my god, it's just so amazing. You can see that IMAX content covers the full screen, removing the black parts, making full use of every pixel on the display. It looks even so much more immersive. There's nothing like watching true IMAX content on the Bravia TV. Then the Bravia 5 also comes with Google Voice Assistant on the remote and even hands-free voice assistant. So all you need to say is, "Hey Google, what is the weather in Mumbai?" And you get the answer on the display. "Hey Google, what's the height of the Eiffel Tower?" There you go. Or you can even ask it to play your favorite TV show from a particular app, like play Friends from Netflix. There you go. All done, hands-free. By the way, if you don't want the mics to be listening to you all the time, you can turn off this feature by sliding the button next to the far-field mics below. Also, another handy feature is Voice Zoom 3. So for example, you're watching a movie or a TV show and the dialogues aren't clear. You can go to the quick settings and increase the voice zoom. I'm setting it to max. Now, vocals are crystal clear and completely audible. Check that out.
You are way off, lady. Am I? Really? Am I? Well, why don't you cook Thanksgiving dinner and prove me wrong?
We've all been there, watching a movie with a lot of background noise and the dialogues aren't audible. Well now, with Voice Zoom 3, that problem is solved. Moving on, Bravia TVs also come with native Apple AirPlay support. So you can mirror your iOS or Mac or iPad device directly to this TV. I can see a lot of improvement in smoothness compared to its predecessors. There is a slight delay, but definitely no lag. Share your vacation pictures with your family on the biggest screen at your home. My favorite part is that the videos work perfectly without any lag or delay. Then we also get Bluetooth support, so you can pair your favorite headphone and enjoy the audio wirelessly without disturbing anyone in the room. Alright, let's talk about gaming. Now, surely if you bought a 120Hz TV with VRR support, you know it's a gaming beast. And what better than to test it with PlayStation 5. First thing you will notice is how well optimized the game feels on the Bravia 5. The frame rate is just stellar, the response is on point, and the detail in every pixel is jaw-dropping gorgeous. This is one of the most amazing gaming experiences I can say for the TV at this price. I could just keep playing for hours. The experience is just amazing. 120Hz and VRR support with PS5 makes this a lethal combination. By the way, you also have a dedicated game mode for PS5, quick settings for motion blur, there's black equalizer, screen size, crosshair, and so much more. But my favorite feature is side-by-side stream YouTube while gaming. This is something I couldn't imagine. You can also choose the audio source of your choice. You can play a game on one side and watch a YouTube video. Currently, this feature is only available for YouTube. Hope to see more app support soon. If you already have a PS5 gaming console, the Sony Bravia 5 will surely be a TV I 100% recommend. Alright, let's talk about the sound. So we get 40 watt sound output with Dolby Atmos support. Time for a quick demo. Oh wow, we all know if it's Sony, the sound won't let you down. And for sure it doesn't. So as mentioned earlier, it has also two side-firing speakers which are basically for highs and vocals. So the instrument separation and clarity is very impressive. Then X-Balance speakers create that good amount of bass as well. It makes the overall audio experience very rich. Sony does a fab job in the audio department. By the way, if you really want that theater-like thumping deep bass, then I suggest you invest in a soundbar. And the Sony Bravia Bar 6 goes perfectly with it because it also supports Dolby Atmos. We've actually reviewed that product a couple of weeks ago, and if you want to watch that video, you can click the card up here. I'll also leave the link for that video in the description. Now, I do understand that the obvious confusion is Bravia 5 or Bravia 7. Now, Bravia 7 definitely offers better viewing experience thanks to there are more dimming zones in that, and Bravia 7 is a mini QLED display. The Bravia 5 is a mini LED display. But the Bravia 5 is the one you can pick if you want the premium features, you want a mini LED display with 120Hz refresh rate, and you can save some bucks. If you want to splurge a little more, then you can definitely pick the Bravia 7. The Bravia 5 starts at 1,22,000 for a 55-inch and about 1,55,000 for a 65-inch. There's also 75-inch, 85-inch and 98-inch. Wow, that's huge. I'll share the links of all these TVs, including the Sony Bravia Bar 6 soundbar, which I think is so amazing. If you'd like to buy one, you should definitely check this one out. So I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.